What's going on, everybody? This is, hold on, I'm gonna take this off my head. This is Jay Leno, and today we are going to be into the shenanigans. What up, Parker?
What up, no?
Nothing much, brother. How was your weekend?
It was good. Saw that new horror movie, Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, dang. Okay, yeah, I'm not even familiar. Let me know
Don't
what's
waste
going
your
on.
time. 5 out of 10.
Hmm. I'm like right now I had to pause it. I'm about like 12 minutes into the Ghostbusters movie. I'll probably have a review on it sometime this week. Really excited for it. And I'm gonna watch probably sometime soon. I'm gonna watch Roadhouse as well.
Roadhouse was fun. Roadhouse was a stupid fucking movie, but it was fun. Just like the first one.
I was about to say I love the original. I'm not gonna lie, I can watch that over and over again.
Yeah, it's just like it's the exact same movie but updated. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah.
I got that. I still got the Beekeeper. I still got the Beekeeper on my list as well. I just got more excited for Ghostbusters and Roadhouse. Tonight we're going to get into our comics. Then afterwards we're going to get into talking about X-Men. We've got a couple discussions. We're going to get into Gambit as well. We're going to also we're going to be talking about Wolverine. We're going after Wolverine's neck tonight. Whether or not you're on my side or not, we're going to attack Wolverine tonight. We got some news on Batman as well tonight, as well as we have some news regarding Thanos, Sega Genesis. Sega, the company itself, also gave us some news regarding Streets of Rage and Virtual Fighter as well. We're going to also be touching on, X-Men 97. Yeah, I feel you, Upward. We're also going to be touching on some of the villains that Blade has had in his storyline that a lot of people aren't aware of. I mean, Blade is a lovable character by a lot of people, but I feel like as a norm consensus, people don't really rock or know much about Blade's legacy. So we're going to get into that. Upward also wanted to know, is Wayne the GOAT? Lil Wayne's my GOAT. I have three goats. No, four goats. I got four goats that I can't pick. I can't pick. Like I can interchange them and they can all be number one, just depending on how I feel. I've got DMX, Eminem, and Lil Wayne as my three. I don't pick. Well, I mean, I try to exclude Tupac and Big just because. I mean, I'd rather talk about people that. So, well, I don't know. I think it's cliche, Parker. Just to be honest with you. Hate to be rude, but I mean, how long are we going to just keep saying that over and over again? We got to give some other people their flowers.
You know what? Maturing is realizing that as great as Biggie was and his potential could have been the GOAT, in all reality, he had two really good albums and then got murdered.
That's all I try. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. It's like, okay, how long are you going to stretch this guy's career? Like
when I first discovered Biggie, I was very late to the game. I didn't discover Biggie till I was in my mid-20s.
Oh, wow.
And then I listened to Ready to Die and Life After Death, probably on repeat for like almost a year and a half straight. And then I realized, I was like, oh, that's every song. I was like, damn, like, all right, kind of a GOAT run, but yeah, man, I mean, Death kind of wrapped that shit up.
Yeah, I mean that's how I look at it. I mean, there's so many other careers that have excelled past, having two albums. Biggie never had to go through trying to recreate himself after being a phenomenon that every rapper goes through. I mean, actually, every musician goes through. They normally don't do the same thing over and over again. The greats reinvent themselves through years and decades to become.
I got my top five, but we'll come to that later.
Okay, all right, yeah. I mean, however, we can do that. All right, but let's get into these comics this week, Parker. What up, Quee? What's going on?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? O estoy bien, everybody.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, you got you a Black Widow comic over there, Parker. What up? What up? What up, Quee? Well, join the
Yep,
show.
it's the Mark Wade run, who's actually Michigan's own.
Mm.
12, a little thick,
Okay,
but
okay,
it's a
okay.
dope little spy flick. It's not anything crazy. It's just it's like female James Bond up in this bitch.
Okay. I'm not against it, man. I bounce around. I don't just always do the typical. To be honest with you, when it comes to comics, I am one of those detective kind of comics. I'm a Sandman, investigative comics. I do enjoy those. I like as well as I like Hellboy. I've always been a fan of Hellboy as well. So I can dig it. I concur, sir. I can bounce around. All right, so let's get it. We've got the Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 3 coming out. We have the Amazing Spider-Man 46, Detective Comics 1083. We've got Sabretooth War 46. I didn't.
Are you
I
caught
haven't
up
even
on
read
that
40.
one?
I am not. I have not read 45 or 46.
Well, 46 ain't out yet, but 45, quite a cliffhanger. I'm very excited for this issue. Actually, a lot of this story so far, um, it's been kind of hit or miss on the last panel. It's either like not quite a cliffhanger or like, oh shit, what's next week? And this is that oh shit, what's next week issue.
Okay, okay, that's good to hear. I don't. I think it was 40. Was it 44? I think I wasn't feeling like that. It might have been 44. I wouldn't call it this a dud, but for how everything started, I had a bit more excitement. But I'm gonna push through it. I mean, I've done it with every other comic I'm interested in. It's not like every issue is gonna hit. So I got you. I've just been slightly busy. That's the only reason why I didn't finish that.
I don't know, man. Those DC books are popping out at $4.99 a pop. Every
Mm.
issue better not be a dud at that range.
All right, so moving on, we've got X Force issue 50. We've got Miles Morales Spider Man issue 18. We've
X
got
Force 50. Sorry to interrupt. I think it's gonna be the last issue of that run, which sucks.
oh,
And
okay.
it's
It
it's gonna be the
is
finale of the Beast storyline. They're gonna wrap it up. I
the final battle against Beast in the landmark 50th issue. X Force confronts Beast with their secret weapon, a final reckoning, not a dry eye in the house. Target Beast finale. I might grab this. This
X
might
Force
be the
has been kind
one.
of a slept on title. Like it hasn't been the greatest, but it's been fun. It's kind of reminds me of the cartoon. It's just like, oh hey, they're just on a little adventure this week. It's like, all right, it's fun
But
to
I
read, I
mean,
guess. Yeah.
this is the storyline where Beast kind of loses his brain a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like
Well,
had
Beast
the
brought
Wolverine clones and etc.
in the last two issues, they found out there was one last clone of Beast that they kept before he went evil, and it's the good one, the naive one.
Okay.
So he's like back out in the world, but so is the evil Beast. Evil Beast is doing his thing. Good Beast is also out there, but nobody knows that there's also like a good Beast out there. And he's just like going through his like database of what Evil Beast has done. He's like, oh my stars and garters, what have I done? Surely the X-Men will be quite miffed with my behavior. And like realizing like, oh fuck, like somewhere I lost the plot, but it's like pre-evil beast. So my prediction, they're probably gonna kill the evil beast. Good beast will stick around, but you never know.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a ponder. By the way, Parker, whatever camera or device you're using, I need you to use that from now on. This is the clearest picture you have given us on the stream.
All right.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, all right, moving on. We've got
Oh, issue of the
the
week's in row 2. Rise of the Powers of X. We're at the Fall of Krakoa. We're in the end game now.
yep. Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue 18. We've got Green Arrow issue 10. Daredevil issue 7. Looks like he's going up against Wolverine. Let's get into this description.
That's a horrific cover.
I've definitely seen more creative covers than this.
Well, I mean, it's just John Romita Jr. just like riding on his own goddamn coattails. Like, this is a terrible cover. I
The
understand you're
wolf
a legend of the game, but this just looks like a 2 out of 10 on the effort scale. Look how bad Daredevil's face looks in this. Atrocious, B.
The wolf is at the door. The pulse pounding Daredevil saga from Saladin Ahmed and Aaron Cooter continues. As whatever mysterious force that has made Matt Murdock's life a living hell for weeks has now put him and his fearless alter ego Daredevil on a collision course with the one and only Wolverine. Yeah, that's
Dude,
how I
I love
feel.
Daredevil, but it's like, could we just like not even pretend that he would last more than 14 seconds against Wolverine if it really came down
Exactly.
to it?
I don't even think this isn't the storyline where Daredevil like gets
I
into
mean, it's a
messing.
blind guy versus like a almost Omega level mutant. It's had 300 years of samurai experience. Come on.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that is obvious. I was like, what does he have a chance if if this was the Daredevil that's like a sorceress that's done some work with magic, hanging out with Doctor Strange and etc. He might have a chance, but not really.
But still probably not.
All right, so we've got the Incredible Hulk issue 10. We've got the Flash issue 7. We've got Marvel Comics Gods issue 6. We've got the Rise of the Power of X issue 3.
There we go.
We've got Harley Quinn 38. We've got Duke issue 4. We've got King Spawn 32. We've got Superior Spider-Man issue 5. Excuse me. We've got Monstrous issue 50. We've got Batman the Brave and the Bold issue 11. We've got the Penguin issue 8. We've got Alan Scott the Green Lantern issue 5. We've got X-Men 97 issue 1.
Probably
Are
the
y'all
best.
grabbing this comic? I don't think I'm reading this comic.
No, that does not appeal to me. I
I,
will watch
I
the cartoon. I don't need to watch. I don't need to read a 97 comic
this
with
is
it.
going to be in the half price box like in 10 years. And it's going to be like 15 issues of this. I bet they pressed this particular comic the hell out.
All I know is that Comics Explained is going to have a nice 20-minute video about this the day it comes out. So that's what I'm going to tune into on that. I ain't spending money on that issue.
All right, moving on. We've got DC Comics Power Girl issue 7. We've got
Oh,
the
Little
Edge.
Smack, let's go!
We've got Edge of Spider-Verse issue 2. We've got Spider-Punk Arms Race for you Spider-Punk fans. This will be the issue 2.
Spider Punk.
Bunderuski Wadowski. Moving on. We've got Cable issue 3. Are you collecting the Cable for this Cable series?
You know, I'm either gonna watch the Comics Explained or wait till the trade comes out because I'm a huge Cable fan, but I've just personally had to cut a lot of titles out on my pull list just because comics are not going down in price, and neither is anything else. That's a
Hey,
topic for another time.
look, I understand, sir. I've had to make some budgeting decisions myself. All right,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah, man. My pull list used to be a lot. Now it's like 1 or 2 a week, and that's it, if
we've
that.
got we've got Protect the Future no matter the cost. Cable and his younger counterpart, Nate, are closer than ever to uncovering the origins of the neocracy and putting an end to a bloody future before it can come to pass. But each step closer also brings them further into the crosshairs of the mysterious Parvenu. Parvenu? All right, that'll be it for me as far as pronouncing that. with, with the walls closing in, there's no one else they can trust. But with the weight of the world on their shoulders, will Cable and Nate be able to bear the burden together, or will they crumble under weight? How do you like this character design for Cable?
Well, that's young Cable, so it looks pretty cool. I mean, his hair's not gray, but that makes sense. This version's in his like young to mid 20s, I believe.
He's
Or at
got a
least that's
receding
how he came
hairline
off
as
in the
well.
Krakoa era, because there was a mission. It was Cyclops, Hope Summers, which I guess would be his granddaughter, now that I think about it, and then young Cable, who was his son. But young Cable and Hope were the same age. So it was like more of like a brother sister thing, even though that is her dad from the future, but it was a younger version. So it was a really weird dynamic. But so was the whole Summers family. And yeah, that's probably like my favorite memory of it. Just young Cable was very brash, ready to attack first. Meanwhile, older Cable seems to always have like three, four, five contingency plans
Mm-hmm.
before he even attacks.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, this expands the Cable fans' interest in the character with revenue and sales. Moving on, we're going to do. There is the DC's releasing Batman Dark Age issue 1. We've
Well, what is
got
that?
Theo Dark Age.
A new Batman title?
Indeed, the
Well, it's like DC
Eisen.
doesn't have one of these every month.
Were we talking about this last week, or was I on the phone with some? I might have been on the phone with Paul last week, and some of these. Are we ready for more Batman like variants? I
Dude,
don't know.
you
Some,
think
some.
Marvel's
City of
shameless
Madness
with
is cool.
Wolverine?
I
DC
thought.
is like unapologetically a Batman street hooker.
Yeah.
Every night they'll be out in the corner with more Batman product for you.
I enjoyed the City of Madness. I enjoy the Knight's Terror series because it was a completely different take. But if they're going to give us the same story and just give us a slightly altered version to what we're accustomed to, you guys are not going to get my money. The
Dark
Eisner
Age
nominated.
Pass? Dark Age Pass?
Let's see, Eisenhower nominated Superman Space Age team Mark Russell and Mike Allred take
All
on
red.
the Dark Knight, meet Bruce Wayne, Gotham's favorite delinquent son. In an origin story like no other, witness the boy become a Dark Knight shaped by a city in turmoil as it marches towards a prophecy pro, pro, prophesied or seed doom, set against the backdrop of actual historic events. Gotham comes alive, filled with the iconic characters who've loved and hated Batman over the years, like you've never seen before. Spinning out of the Eisner-nominated Superman Space Age, Mark Russell and Mike Allred return. Okay, I don't care. It's up to you guys if
Honestly,
you guys
Mike
want to grab
Allred's
it.
already a no for me. I do not like his artwork.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's all I have to say about that. Conan the Barbarian issue 9. We've got Thunderbolts issue 4. Well, that's pretty cool. We've got the Amazons attack. I like Amazons. Looks pretty cool. We've got, but it looks like okay, Wonder Woman. Okay. Image Comics Newborn issue 16. We've got Jackpot and Black Cat issue 1. We've got the Six Fingers issue 2. We've got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 118. We've got Somna issue 3. We've got Philadelphia 34. We've got Feral issue 1. The Dead Lucky issue 12. Predator The Last Hunt issue 2. I will be grabbing this as well. We've got Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi issue 6. The first issue of this Predator Last Hunt wasn't too much for me, but I'm just grabbing it because I don't know. I'm a Predator fan. Let's see. It might pick up. Let's see here. Moving on. We've got the Sam and Twitch Case Files issue 1. Now, I recently just started watching the Spawn animated series from HBO. And Sam and Twitch are pretty freaking cool if you're a Spawn fan. So I might grab the Sam and Twitch files. I don't think it's going to be a reseller. I think that's just something personal that I might just have in the arsenal.
I might too. I enjoyed the cartoon back in the day.
Yeah. We've got the
Fucked up
and it's
cartoon too.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm going on to and it's only $2.99. All right,
Hey, Todd McFarlane can't sell it for more than that. Be real. You make 3 Spawn issues a year, buddy.
Talk to him. The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, issue 8 from Dark Horse Comics. We've got Red Sonja, issue 9. We've got Knights, issue 6. Marvel Previews 31. We've got Black Hammer, The End, issue 6. Star Trek Defiant, issue 13. We've got Zorro, Man of the Dead, issue 3. Excuse me. We've got The Expanse, Dragon Tooth, issue 10. Masterpiece, issue 4. Star Wars, The
Man's
High
burped
Republic.
on live without muting himself. Terrible, Jeff.
Shame on me. The Ministry of Compliance. Ghostbusters back in town. Dark Horse is
Well,
doing
that new movie
Ghostbusters?
got the worst reviews.
Did it?
Man, yeah,
Oh,
go look up the reviews. I don't think there's a positive one.
I don't know if I want to because as soon as I
I was
leave here,
never
I'm
a Ghostbuster
finishing it.
fan anyway. Fuck it.
Oh, I'm definitely a Ghostbusters fan. I
Never
don't,
cared for it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a family movie that's really quirky that gets into paranormal stuff. I like Ghostbusters, but I don't have high expectations for Ghostbusters when I watch it. Except to
Yeah,
the
no,
fact that I want its original characters and continuity.
there's just a couple like movie review channels, and I didn't watch them all, but the general consensus was
Tough. We've got the Grim Fairy Tales. I think we're deep into the Independence. I'm just going to scroll slowly so you guys can have eyes. Street Fighter Masters, Akuma versus Ryu, issue 1. Okay.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right,
I can't believe
guys.
Conan the Barbarian's got his own title right now. I mean, shout out Conan. That's an
I,
old ass character.
I hope you guys are supporting him because, I mean,
He was like, I
I
think in row 4 or 5, but it said like issue 9. I was just like, damn. Like I would have thought they would have given like maybe like a little 4 issue trade paperback or something, but if he's on
Conan.
9, for trade paperback purposes, it'll probably go to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. They might put 12 and just make that the end of it.
All right, so we're about to slightly get into X-Men 97. Did you get a chance
Gas,
to
gas, gas.
Did you get an opportunity to watch X-Men 97 last week or this weekend?
Fire.
All right, give me a breakdown. Give me a synopsis of what you got out of those 2 episodes. Like,
First
speak to
episode
me.
had the greatest X-Men versus Sentinel battle of all time in any shape, form, or fashion.
Hmm.
And then episode 2 is Magneto going, y'all motherfuckers must have forgot who I was. And there you go. 10 out of
Okay.
10, both episodes. Gas.
10 out of 10. Honestly, I don't disagree with you. Sometimes it's tough for me to give a 10 out of 10. I don't really have any complaints regarding the
I
X-Men
went back and thought
97.
about it. I really thought about it because I knew this would be a topic, probably the first one.
Mhm.
I was like, man, both episodes just no fat, all lean, good cut of meat. Both episodes, nice.
Bundle said, "Don't make me let you down." Magneto. All right,
Yeah,
so
bars. Magneto dropping bars in episode 2 like that when he's holding them up above the world.
yeah. So I mean, again,
Spoiler.
I didn't have any complaints across the board. With so much time going by since X-Men 97 and its films and cinema, I'm just gonna say it, guys. Like, pause. I miss Cyclops. That
Well,
was the
Cyclone's
biggest.
been going ham. Yeah, he's dope.
But like, I mean, just seeing him in his true element of being a complete leader and being him, and with these new animations, that's what at the very beginning of this, that's what kind of brought me back to my childhood. Because like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to the movies and the Fox films, it's kind of been a freaking Wolverine show this entire time.
Go back and watch the original X-Men movies. He's barely in them.
So like I'm like okay, so the Cyclops disrespect is has to come to a freaking end to a point. Um,
Mm,
so another thing to me, I did. So did more in okay the seasons before this had came. Did Morph already make an appearance and come back to the X-Men? Because originally he was killed on the first episode of X-Men, the first season. And with this reiteration of him, we have him available. And I just want to, if anybody, do you remember if he had came back towards the end? He was a
honestly,
villain. Maybe he was a villain at a certain point as well.
well, going off memory, the only thing that I really think would have made sense because I don't quite remember it. It was a long time ago when that show came out, but I think maybe Mr. Sinister made a clone of Morph. I mean, he's always cloning shit, so yeah, probably that. That's my only guess. I don't know, but if I were to take a guess, lock in final answer, Mr. Sinister clone.
Okay, we've got a 7-minute video to look up. I mean, these are things I definitely want to touch upon because I mean, Morpheus getting some screen time, and I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm just kidding. All right, so just get a little bit. This is for you, more. Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Exactly. He gave Cyclops that freaking hook to the uppercut to the gut. So let's get into this with the old boy more as well. We're going to get into the shenanigans in a few, guys, but we got to at least pay some respect to X-Men 97. We're going to do that breakdown. We're going to get on Wolverine's ass in a bit.
He was an original character for the TV show, which even now people kind of debate and argue. Oh no, he's this because there is a morph character in the comic books and stuff, but the morph that we see in the animated series was written for the TV show. And we obviously haven't had a figure of him yet. We haven't had something, but he's another one that people are just going like, give us a morph, because he became, he was such a fan favorite that you guys wrote him back in, didn't you? Because he later came back in.
Well, we did.
Well, you okay?
Okay, he was supposed to stay dead. And listen, I'm telling you this. 30 years ago, children's broadcast standards and practices. The woman in charge at
allowed us to kill one of the lead characters in the first story, which is it was unheard of
for a Saturday morning kids animated show. Which this was. Avery Coburn understood.
This
the
is
book.
for you, Morph.
And
Rawr.
it was. And when you said, well, we're going to have to kill someone in order to prove that there are consequences and that sacrifice is authentic.
Yep.
And you told me that, and I said, well, good luck. That's never going to happen on Saturday morning show. But you and Mark Eden
we pushed it.
spoke and discussed this, debated it with Avery Coburn, with Margaret Lesh at Fox Kids, and Sydney Iwaner, her executive.
And Fox backed us up on it.
So he was supposed to stay dead. I swear to God. And truly, there are people who that was the first time I experienced that kind of moment, that kind of grief in my life.
A lot of kids were hit by that.
So then, 13 episodes. That's it. The show's done. We were all let go, and we're doing different jobs and stuff. And you were working on Exo Squad when you get the call saying, "Oh, we're going to do a second season. Please come back."
However, we did. We asked a bunch of room full of ninth graders. I mean, not grade, 9-year-olds. A room full of 9-year-olds who their favorite character was, and Morph won by a landslide. So
that's crazy. I mean, he did have the ability to change into different people.
Killed off screen, and so we very reluctantly, and then it ended up having great fun with him for the rest of the series. But we did not want to bring him back, and to answer the absolute truth for fans forever, the first draft of Night of the Sentinels was written with a different character sacrificing himself for the X-Men.
Mhm.
It was Thunderbird.
Oh wow.
Thunderbird was in the first draft of those two scripts, and Thunderbird's the one that
Who
got shot.
cares?
The executives asked me, Eric,
Hey man, you never know, man. There's real X-Men fans out here. Parker.
Always go back
That
to
was
the books
whack.
and find something that had happened in the books. We used Thunderbird originally because he had sacrificed himself.
Warpath Cooler.
Fifth issue of being an X-Men, he died fighting for the team. So okay, well let's use him. Okay, we can't. So I asked Larry Houston, who is an encyclopedia of X-Men, who else has died helping the X-Men? And he gave me a list of 3 or 4. And it happened that the one at the top was named Changeling, who, in 1970 or whatever, in an episode with he's a shapeshifter, and he made himself look like Charles Xavier before some bad guy killed him.
Holy
And he
snap.
sacrificed himself so Charles Xavier could live. So he had made the sacrifice. He was only in like 3 issues, period. Had very little dialogue, very little character development.
So
He was
Morph is
close to the
an
design we used,
alternate
but
of an
we
original
made
character.
him funnier, goofier, sillier, more fun than the Changeling in the books. And then we wrote
Changeling.
a draft of the script with Changeling in it. Okay, and the lawyers called. They can't use his name.
Why?
Why? Well,
Because DC, right? It was-
DC had
All right.
to change.
So I don't want to talk about Morph that freaking much. He's not that important. But
Thank you.
so there we have it with that. Let's just be honest.
Morph's okay, but I mean, in the comics, especially in the Krakoa era, he's been completely just phased out. It's Cinch that's took over. Cinch. I think it's Cinch. The bald black fellow. Kind of looks like Bundle a little bit, actually.
Well, I mean, so I guess with him being a part of the show, it's like it's paying homage. It's like
Yeah.
it's paying homage to the character of the original animated series. Okay, go figure. So character wise, um, how did you feel about Bishop? I feel like Bishop has they're using a different voice actor with Bishop. How did you feel about Bishop's presence in in those 2 episodes?
Probably definitely a sorry, something just moved. A different voice actor, and then I kind of like that he had it like cropped up a little bit. He's gone from like bald to the Caesar cut.
I like the Jerry curl he had back in the day. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm saying he had that. Then he has the one he has like current day, and then the Jerry curl. But I always thought the Caesar cut looked real good on him in the comics. But no, Bishop's cool. In the comics, he's done some fucked up shit. But the show's kind of a different universe. So, cartoon version of Bishop, he's the man.
All right, so how did you feel about Storm becoming an Omega mutant off the first episode?
Made sense.
Because comic book wise, wasn't it like just like an entity that took over her or possession? How she ended up being a Omega level mutant? That's like her only time she's been that in the comics, if I'm not mistaken.
Look, I don't know how you describe a woman that could drive a tornado on your front porch in 3
And
seconds.
she's not been
Anything
classified
other
as
than
Omega.
I'm just saying, like, you can be 30 feet out and she can hit you with a lightning bolt by going like.
By all
you're
means, I
done.
understand. By all
Yeah,
means, I
I
definitely
don't understand
understand.
how she was ever not considered an Omega level. Storm rocks, man. Great character.
Yeah. And considering they took what was it? They took the she has always been Omega as a bundle has said. So was it that
Oh,
was
that's
it
what Bundle said. Okay, cool. Yeah, Bundle knows.
okay. Because
He knows his
I
lore.
thought we watched a video before that. I mean, there were moments to where she was a Omega level mutant through like again like from an entity or a possession from a different being that empowered her. I could.
As far as I know, she was never possessed by the Phoenix Force, so we can rule that out.
Was it one of the Apocalypse's horsemen?
I don't think that either, dude. We can rule
That
that out. As
wasn't that
far as
wasn't either.
I'm 95% sure, but I like my odds. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was never the Phoenix, and I don't think ever an Apocalypse Horseman.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't feel like looking it up because I know I've went into this in the past, but I mean, just breaking down the episode itself.
That Sentinel fight was badass.
Sentinel fight was badass. So how did you feel about Jean Grey's pregnancy?
I mean, Cable exists. Hope Summers exists. Had to come around sometime. So
I
I'm
don't
kind of
have
glad that
storm
they
knowledge on the fly bundle, not on the fly.
lack of storm. Not, I mean, she was born in Africa, Omega level queen goddess mutant. She was considered a goddess in Africa before she joined the X-Men. I know that. That's storm
She's
knowledge.
definitely spent some time being the leader of the X-Men during the absence of Charles Xavier.
That's true too. She's
And
been an X-Men leader. I'm pretty sure after her powers are gone in episode 2, they're gonna resurrect it with a storyline.
okay,
It was
so
called like
with her powers being gone,
Bloodbath
was
or something like that.
does she need condensation or was it something in the air that kind of stripped her of her
It's
power?
called weather manipulation. So it's just under that whole umbrella, which you will need if she's around in a bad mood because it's gonna rain on you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bars. Not really though.
Indeed. So, how'd you feel about Jean Grey's pregnancy with Sir Scott Summers?
Well, I'm curious to see what the whole deal is. It looked like there's two Janes. One might be Madeline Pryor, could be Mystique, for all we know. I just thought about that. It could be Mystique that came to the door looking like Jean Grey.
Hmm.
But then she's liable to get her mind read unless she's got the Wolverine training where she can protect her thoughts. A lot of questions. Not a lot of answers yet.
Gotcha, I got you. And she's supposed to be a bit older and slightly more mature and experienced, but she still got the rave party girl house music type of feel with her with the new character that they introduced to us.
Yeah, she looked like she went from like 16, 17 to 21, 23.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like a little bit older from her teen years. Now more like a young adult, but still like the youngest team member, probably.
Got
I
that.
mean, hell, Gene and Scott are probably like 29, 30.
So, so do you think this is going to take any steps towards the rise and fall of X? I, I
No.
think I think with this, okay, I do think we're going to get
Well, the
multiple
multiverse
seasons
exists, so what do I know? Maybe.
within this series. No. All right, I'm gonna get into the shits, guys. Welcome back, Quee. Let's get into what we came here for.
Well, the next episode should pick up on like the two Genes at the mansion. Which one's the real one? Or are they both the real one from different timelines? We don't know.
Is Do you think it's odd that Wolverine's reaction towards
Towards
like 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 Wolverine's got this history with Jean Grey, right? And
yeah.
with this season and the way it's progressed, you would think that he's
The
moved on with his
Speedo.
feelings. You would think Wolverine had moved on from his feelings
I
for
don't know,
Jean
man.
Grey, and she's sitting there with Scott Summers' belly inside of him, and he still want him some Jean.
Heart wants what the heart wants, man.
The dude, okay, so the dude done took down like half the Marvel universe by himself.
Jean Grey ain't no other ordinary gal though, man.
And then didn't he fall in love with Jean based off of a freaking kiss?
Oh
so
yeah.
so he been head over heels over Jean Grey.
But how do we know when they kissed she didn't like have like a telepathic link going on during that time? They shared inner thoughts with each other.
So how far does this healing factor go for that to have that strong of an effect on
As far as the writer needs to.
him?
That's the answer.
He said send the Discord link.
It
What do
is
you
in
mean?
the Discord, brother.
What do you mean Discord link? What
The
Discord
stream
link?
link.
You want the stream link?
I think that's what he meant.
Yeah,
That
let's
would
see.
make
I'll put it
sense.
in here again. I was about to say you can open Discord for anything. Oh, he's saying send the link through Discord. I just put it right there in the chat box. Because what I'm getting at is it time for Wolverine to move on and stop simping over Jean Grey?
Well, in the comics, I don't think he's moved on. I think he's just hit it a few times.
Did he hit it in the comics?
It's implied in the comics, in the Krakoa era, it's implied. And the reason that it's implied is because, all the X-Men were on Krakoa and all mutants are allowed and everyone's equal, but we all know the real truth. I mean, there's certain mutants that are maybe with more privileges than other mutants. So, in kind of like the penthouse suite, Cyclops had his unit, then Wolverine had a unit, and Jean Grey had a unit, all in the same penthouse with doors that led to each person's rooms. But Jean was in the middle. So it just seemed like either one of them walked in there when they needed to.
What up, Bundle?
He's almighty. Lisa Nagai.
Lisa guy. Muad'Dib!
Muad'Dib! Nah, y'all killing me with the lack of storm going on here, but it's all good. I'm gonna forgive you.
Oh, like we didn't say a lot of positive things. Unlike this dude's fucking.
What the fuck is that?
Get him off my screen.
What is that?
He's
What the hell
listen.
is even that?
What is that, Jeff?
Well, get him. Get him.
What do you mean get him? I don't need to get him. What the fuck is that? It's a
Chewbacca.
nigga troll. He looks like a troll. Wait, does he have something wrong?
It's Jason Whitlock's little brother, bro.
Oh my god, it does look like him. But does he have anything wrong with him before flaming? Pause. No, did he?
To my knowledge, this guy has X-Men. He's got
Flame
knowledge.
him.
He's got knowledge and study of X-Men prior issues and history.
This thing is gay.
To go in on Wolverine right now. He's about to go ape shit on Wolverine being a simp.
I mean,
well, if this guy's going off on Wolverine, then whatever.
I mean, wait, hold on. I will say this. Wolverine, I wouldn't call a simp because he's not like being a bitch around Jean or anything like that.
He's dirty.
You know
He's definitely dirty, Max, bro.
But like Cyclops knows he wants the cheeks. Jean knows he wants the cheeks.
Everybody knows.
He doesn't make it like hidden. He constantly clowns and roasts Cyclops any chance he gets. You know what I mean? He challenges him any chance he gets. You know what I mean?
Actively looks to challenge him.
Yeah, he looks to do it. You know what I'm saying? But he understands him being a newcomer here, and you grew up with this guy. He understands the role, and he loves Jean so much. He doesn't want to do anything like that to Jean. So you know what I mean? To have to make her like pick. So I mean, you can call it a simp just because he is a nigga on the sidelines.
Nah, he grown.
But simultaneously, it's just like
know your role.
I mean, I don't know, man.
That man's hunting a chick that's about to have somebody else's baby. He's still waiting for Jean to come back.
Well, that's what's happening. Well, that's what's happening in this series, and that has happened actually throughout the comics. Period. But
Wolverine don't give a fuck. He's got kids don't even know about.
Jean could probably be on some Adam and Eve shit and keep herself alive after Scott dies, and Wolverine gonna keep going like, "Hey, I'm here, I'm still here, bitch," type shit. I don't know.
Well, let's see what this guy's got to say. I guess.
I don't know, but I mean, you want to call him simp? Yeah, I mean, because he's a sideline dude and he knows the role and he's watching somebody other man get happy. Yeah, that's kind of pussy, but that's not the. He's not staying. Excuse me, he's not staying there solely for Gene
I mean, he's
anymore.
definitely moved on and crashed other women, but he's got his
Oh, he's
heart
definitely
stayed
moved
out.
on. I
Yeah,
mean, he still hit Gene. Shit, he hit Storm. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And
He
shit like
was like,
that. So I mean, he's
he
definitely
didn't crack some
clapping.
he didn't crack some women in the Marvel universe.
He's getting that mutant mix
Mystique,
on. He's getting
all
that
that.
mutant mix on. Don't get me wrong, but
Mystique's hit Wolverine, Sabretooth, Magneto, and Professor X.
Talk to him.
and Cyclops ain't done none of that. So he hitting hoes. He just loves Jean Grey, which is understandable. You know what I
Hitting
mean?
hoes.
Then my fucking door, the wind is doing some shit to my door. Anyway, sorry,
Let's get
but
into
not
this
some.
stuff.
Starts back after he escaped the Weapon X
Christ,
program,
his
Almighty.
and he was
fucking
found
nice
by the
nostrils.
married
Ugh.
couple of James McDonald Hudson and Heather Hudson, who would
This,
go on to become the
this might be the
future
most
guardian
punchable face I've
and
ever seen.
vindicator of Alpha Flight. Now, as they found the scent
White
Unbutton
of
shrew
that.
looking
Logan
ass.
in the
Why won't he
forest,
unbutton
they
that
then
button?
helped your Logan get back to his sanity. And as your Logan got back to his sanity, he developed a bit of a crush
Beat his
on a
ass.
Heather Hudson. Now, as he was in the forest with Heather Hudson, he would do little low key, little dirty Mac moves on your Heather Hudson by flirting with her. And he would also try to make some moves on your Heather Hudson. But many comic fans don't really know about this first violation of the man code because they were never regular readers of Alpha Flight. No, most comic fans only
Alpha
found
Flight
out
sucks.
about your Logan's simping and dirty macking when he started to make his way onto the X-Men team
Why
when
is
he
he
was
talking like
recruited
he's a fucking
by
AI?
Professor X. And once he got on the X-Men
What
This
team,
is
do you
the
he
mean?
this is the
You
voice
don't
behind
also
Marvelous
talk in
videos.
this
his
kind
We
of
don't
first
even know it.
love, Jean
cadence?
Grey.
I,
However, Jean Grey was involved with
looking at her.
Cyclops at the time,
I'm telling
and
you, watch
they
this be
were
the guy from
dating in a
Marvelous
relationship.
videos
But that didn't stop
or
your Logan from
Comics
going
Explained.
out
This is the
here
guy.
and having
No, Rob is
feelings
comics
for Jean
explained. I know
Grey,
what Rob looked
a
like. I've met
woman
Rob
who
before.
he
Oh,
had
okay, I
just
didn't know.
met, and a woman who was significantly younger than
Rob
he was.
Core.
Now,
That's not
your
Rob
So
Core,
that's,
Logan
bro.
that's
really,
not
he
Rob
knew
Core.
what the game was, but he still
I
wanted to
support
go
Rob
after
Core. I got
Jean
one of
Grey,
Rob Core
and
rings
that's where
actually.
he
Motherfucker
violated the
charged
man
$60
code.
for it, but I
Because
still got it.
according to the man code, a man is not
Motherfuckers
supposed
to
to
Rob.
be out here trying to make moves on a woman who he knows is either married or involved in a relationship
Bro,
with.
what the
Now,
hell?
Thanks,
Wait,
buddy.
let me ask you this. Okay, first off,
Wolverine's a fucking simp, apparently so. We're gonna add him to the Marvel simp list. Anybody opposed?
I'm about to beat somebody ass.
I oppose.
I'm
Queer
about to whoop
opposed? Is
somebody
anybody
Yeah,
opposed?
Wolverine's
ass.
a simp. Okay.
Man, I understand where
Along
you're
with
going with
Thanos?
it. I understand where you're going with it.
We don't
But
Horrible
need.
like,
example.
but I understand where you're going with it. But your basis is off of the new X-Men '97 episode, and so
Yeah.
based off of that, it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying because he's in love with this woman and he's sticking around while she's pregnant with the guy he loathes that is also the leader of your
He's
team.
sticking
But you
around
also have to
swallowing his pride
understand
being an
he's there
X-Man.
for a much bigger reason. He's not just there for Jean. He does love Jean for who Jean is and what she was able to do with him and the first woman to show him any type of kindness in I don't know how many decades. But he's not a simp for that because he came into the situation, he knew what it was, and it's not like he's just like, oh, Gene, everything like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Is
He
he?
still fights
Is
everything for
he?
the X-Men. I mean, he does what
I was about to
Gene.
say, come on now.
No, well, I
Doesn't he
mean,
do
no,
that?
not for real, not for real. It's not like he's some pay pig or something
Gee.
like this, cooking this bitch's breakfast or shit like this. He just loves the chick, and when she needs something serious, life saving or whatever like that, he deflects and gives her
So
the benefit of the doubt,
he's
which
persistent. So are you
anyone
trying
would
to
do.
lightly say he's persistent and not
But I'm just
clingy?
saying, but
Is
when
that what you're
when
trying
you
to
think
say?
of a simp,
Nah,
you
man.
think of something who is lost of all masculinity, spends his check on whatever like that, lets the bitch like degrade him, embarrass him, whatever, do what you want to do, fuck me, fuck whatever nigga you want to. I ain't shit, blah blah. I mean, and forgive her for all sins of all degradation she does against you. That's not Wolverine. I fell in love with this woman because she got into my mind, unlocked something I never could feel or knew I could feel again. She is beautiful, but he understands she is already with this woman. He can't help how he feels. Fuck her boyfriend. Keeps that vocal, but outside of saving her life, he really don't do anything over the top for her. He ain't paying her bills. He ain't cooking her meals. He's not doing nothing like that. So it's just a dude that's in love with somebody he understands he can't get, but he's still that nigga. I mean,
Yeah,
I
some call
understand
him a
the point
sideline
of
dude.
being
I
a
say
simp,
waiting for the right
but he's just a
opportunity, dude.
sideline dude that's waiting for the right opportunity. Because if you look at the story, he still got them cheeks. He still got it.
Yeah, it's like
Has he
just waiting for the
gotten
right
the
He
cheeks,
still
opportunity.
got
guys?
it. He still
Did he
got
get
it.
the cheeks? Did
And
he
he
get
wasn't.
him?
Yes.
He did get him. He got the cheeks. He got the jaw.
No,
So
we
what?
did. No,
Let
we
me
didn't.
see.
No, we didn't.
Yes, he
We
did.
What,
gotta
were you
find out
there?
if Wolverine
He did.
we gotta find out if
Ah!
Wolverine ever got the draws, guys.
He absolutely did.
We gotta find the issue so
He
we're not just
I
absolutely
talking
told you,
out
did.
why else
loud.
did they all have a fucking
Jean
penthouse suite
Grey
together with
has
doors going to
absolutely
everybody's
slept
room?
with Cyclops and Wolverine. That's not a debate. That's known. Yes, she has. But the thing is, the traditional what you think of as a
He was
simp is
married
not
to Emma
Wolverine.
Frost at the time. He didn't give a fuck.
I'm
Cyclops, that
saying.
is.
Then Cyclops cheated on her with a clone of the bitch, Madeline Pryor, which I think who was that new clone that hopped in there on some new timeline type bullshit.
That's
But
what I
we'll
was
see what's
saying.
popping.
Madeline Pryor for
But no,
sure.
he got the draws.
Got the draws.
He got the road draws. He got the storm draws. I think he got the Emma Frost draws. I'm not sure. He got the
Wolverine
Jean
did
Grey
not.
draws. He didn't hit Emma. Okay, that's fine. I bet
No,
it
she
up.
wouldn't
Bet it up.
sleep with a hairy animal like him.
Bet it up. Bet it
That's what
up.
she
He
would
got the
say with
draws
her,
though.
like, bougie ass.
That love triangle between them, which is not really a love triangle, but that dynamic has been there between Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Wolverine.
I mean, I know they've had a connection. I just don't know if they ever smashed.
No, he got the draws.
Bruh. I would think
Emma Frost went from
let's see
Cyclops
if
to
Google. Let's
Tony
see. I'm gonna
Stark.
see if
She's got a
Google.
type. She's married to Tony Stark in the comics now, Emma Frost. She's got a type.
Wolverine and
leader
Jean
guy.
Grey romance. Type in that. Wolverine, Jean Grey romance.
Romance is
No,
different
not
than
from that
sex.
other guy.
Romance can be
Fam,
classified as
You
different.
just don't know because you're looking for. Oh, I need to see a sex scene or something like that.
No,
I know. You're not saying that.
no.
I know. I said
if,
that. I said that too ahead of time. But you're looking for a definitive answer that there was like, ooh,
yes.
that type of shit like that. The romance happened, man. It is known.
A kiss. I'm saying kiss.
Oh my god, dude. You're just seeing pictures of kisses, but there's insinuations, there's assumptions. He got the draws.
3 rooms all next to each other with doors that both go into Jean's
They're
grave.
they're talking about a kiss, and they're saying that they're potentially could open up a poly relationship
Oh
between
my
Jean Grey
god,
and
man!
Wolverine.
Krakoa.
This man's all right.
Krakoa. It was all love. It was all mutant
My
love.
god,
They didn't
dude.
give a fuck. They didn't care. He was already married to Emma Frost. Like, go ahead, smash Jean. I'm over that. Been there, done that.
We can move on, but I was just trying to, for the people that's out there for this show.
Wolverine's no simp, brother.
He's not. Nah, he ain't.
Some
He's a
people
nigga
might
in
be
love.
offended seeing Wolverine being
He ain't a
kind of
simp. He just in
emotional.
love.
Probably the last simp
He's
of
not
all
a simp.
time.
He's in love. You guys heard it.
You can be in love and not be a simp.
We know what a simp is. That nigga ain't simping. That nigga.
Simps get no play. Does Wolverine get play? Yes or
He
no?
does not.
Yes, he
Wolverine
does.
gets
Moving
play. He
on.
definitely gets play.
He get
Moving
cut.
on.
Look how old
He gets
is.
all
He
the
been
chicks.
getting
He
coochie.
gets the chicks. Wolverine
Simps
definitely
don't
gets
get
the
chicks.
chicks.
Simps
Bro.
don't get play.
There is no. I'm
Chicks
not
for 300
debating that.
years.
I'm not saying.
He get, man, don't listen. He may be short. But don't hate on the nigga, though, bro. I'm sure he got some hoes with his bitch ass.
Indeed.
Man, I just kicked my.
So do you think he gets an
Content.
adamantium boner? See, there's no bone there, though. That's a ligament.
I am so upset myself. I just
got you.
did something that really pissed
All
me
right,
off.
so this portion and segment of the show, we're going to still be talking about X-Men, but we're going to take some time to give Gambit some praise.
For what?
of some of his abilities, so people may not have knowledge of him as a person or character.
Gambit roasting heavy.
I think that.
I didn't roast Kevin. I'm
Well,
not
what do
roasting
you
Kevin.
know? What do you know about Remy LeBeau before you start talking about Remy LeBeau?
All right, so I watched this video already. So do you want me to give you the
Okay.
opinion I got before I watched this video earlier
I
today?
mean, I just want to know what you know about him before it's influenced by a video of someone telling you his powers already.
Okay, I've already watched this video.
You already know my
Okay.
opinion.
Well, okay. So, what is your understanding of Remy LeBeau's powers?
I'm
Damn,
gonna
I'm
let
mad I
Jeff
just
go
did
first.
that.
I'm just saying, you know, I know.
Well, so I didn't know he was what martial arts he was trained with in particular. I definitely knew that he
Do
had
you
a New
know what his
Orleans
powers
influence.
are? I'm just asking, do you know what his direct powers are? And this is not a
It
roast.
has to
Not
do with
about
kinetic
shit.
energy.
It's sounding like the bishop
Yeah, but it has
havoc
but
type of
it
cyclops
has
type joint.
but the power itself, it has to be powered up. It's not like instant kinetic energy. And he
Gambit
Charges
prefers to
things
use
up is really
Gambit
yeah,
that
he
not
is
prefers
the
to
necessarily
use the
does.
cards because it takes less time for him for the kinetic energy to create an explosion.
Gambit is the direct influence from Rexplode from Invincible. Rex, you know, the douchebag that's really, really funny, can go ahead and charge any item that he holds within his body or on his body to throw with kinetic energy. But the thing is, there is no true limit of how much kinetic energy or there's a concussive energy he can absorb. It's almost a bishop type thing. He can store static and tell us something type energy
So
around
so you're
his
saying
brain.
he can absorb, not as well project?
He can absorb it, but he can't project it the same way a Havoc, Cyclops, or a Bishop can. He can only absorb
No,
the
not quite.
energy, store it, and then put it into objects on some Shaw type shit. You know who
Yeah.
Shaw is? Who could
Sebastian.
absorb all. Sebastian Shaw is basically the exact thing what Gambit is, but
Kevin
Gambit
Bacon
just
from the First Class
is
movie.
it, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's essentially they have the exact same power. Gambit just being from Bon in Louisiana or Shreveport, whatever it is. He just
Now
and
Nolan
being growing up in Nolans with the the
with the
card game.
Thieves Guild.
The Thieves Guild
Yeah.
trained him, and he's just trained with throwing cards and decides to charge his card throwing abilities
They're like
with the
thieves,
kinetic force
hustlers,
of
street
grenades.
urchins.
And so that's what he does. But the thing is, there's actually no limit to his power. So they're actually, I forget the story, but Parker backed me up on this. He went to Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister actually did a lobotomy type shit, a surgery on him. And it actually made him dumb down his powers because he was an Omega level mutant and he saw a future of himself imbued with the Phoenix Force, destroying the original Phoenix and using the rest of his kinetic energy mutation to destroy all humanity on Earth. He didn't want that to come to fruition, so
And
he had a
still ended up being a
lobotomy.
horseman.
He had a
I mean, you nailed
lobotomy
it right
by
there,
no,
dude. Yeah,
not a
Sinister.
horseman. A horseman's a whole other story, but had a
Yeah,
lobotomy by Mr.
he
Sinister to make him the
depowered Gambit on the
strongest.
heavy.
He depowered him. He nerfed himself on purpose. So Gambit's the strongest alpha level mutant, but he would be potentially one of the strongest omega level mutants with his vision because there's his future self. Defeated the Phoenix Force and then used the Phoenix Force, could energy, absorbed it, destroyed all humanity, bro. And he
Yeah,
didn't want
Gambit
that to
low
come to
key is like
fruition. He was
insane
actually really
overpowered.
ridiculous, but he chooses not to be there, and also the writers choose not to make him stronger than what he is.
Right, the
But
writers.
but one thing that makes him his relationship with Rogue, a lot of people don't know, he's able to use that static energy, internalize it into his brain, and for some weird side effect, it allows him the ability to negate all mutant abilities that have something to do with touching you. So touching you to
So
be
he
a
can clap them
telepathic thing.
cheeks.
So he gets to clap Rogue's cheeks. Rogue's mutation or powers doesn't bother him because of that ability of his. Emma Frost, all them people like that, or anyone who has a mutation where their powers to manipulate by touch does not work on Gambit.
And okay, that makes sense to me because I mean Rogue and him had kissed before, and Gambit had offered a kiss to him during Cyclops,
Mm-hmm.
Scott Summers' wedding in the original animated series of X-Men.
Magneto actually really truly can't touch her either. He's just able to manipulate the magneticism. I'm saying it wrong. I know I am, so sorry.
Mhm.
Around them while they touch, so her powers don't penetrate that very tiny millimeter wall between their tactile shit. So even though they're like grabbing hands, there's still like a millimeter microscopic level between their skin that Magneto is producing, so she doesn't actually truly touch him. He can
It's like how the Amish fuck.
master of magnetism. He can control electron, this and that, all that shit like that, even to the smallest degree of like, to the naked eye and between layers of skin and blah 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 and shit like that. Shit. He can draw the iron out of your blood and make platelets.
Oh, I
To
definitely am
be
aware of how
kinetic energy.
powerful he is.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But like that's why he can. That's why both of them can touch Rogue. They have to manipulate their mutational powers to actually be able to touch him. It's not just outright, oh, let me hug you, you don't bother me. Like, nah, y'all have to actually act on it to touch Rogue. But anyway, I just wanted to speak on Game a little bit before we played anything that
We don't have to play it because
we don't have
that's
to
the
play it.
That's the
It's
elaboration
the
that I needed on.
elaboration,
Yeah, that's what I
but the
wanted.
videos can be like, oh yeah, you play that, so y'all think it's like, nah. Let the knowledge
The
show.
video. I'm about to say, yeah, I was about to say, in particular, I would prefer somebody to be on this platform to give out the knowledge
Oh, of
originally.
course.
But if I do not, I go to the video.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure there's a shit ton of source material on Gambit and his true potential of what he really could do. I put him in, the family, or the the kinetic family of the Summers. Havoc, Cyclops, what he can do. Bishop, his ability to absorb. I obviously Sebastian Shaw and Gambit. And I just think those guys truthfully have unlimited potential if you really think about it. But I mean, it just depends on the writers if they decide to grow their powers any other way.
all right, moving on from X-Men. That's our X-Men segment for the moment. We want to give an opportunity to show Blade some love, talk about his villains that some of them I'm honestly not aware of. You guys in particular have multiple villains of Blade that you guys have to know?
Dracula. That's it. That's all I know.
Drake. His name is Drake.
You got Drake.
Moreland, perhaps.
Does the Queen of Vampires have a particular name?
Morbius. Well, he's more. Well, he actually helps Blade sometimes. So
Yeah.
Blade doesn't really have a
What's
rogue
the Queen?
gallery besides vampires.
What's the Queen of Vampires name? The same one that Deadpool used to crash.
Oh, dude, I literally just almost said her name. Hold on. Damn, they need to hit these free throws. Come on, Iowa.
All right, here we go then.
My bad.
I'll play the video. Let's see.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another marvelous video. Blade is one of the underrated killers in the Marvel Universe, who has been a constant threat to all vampires. No matter how many times the vampires are
find out.
resurrected,
I'm sure she'll be on this list, but I'm just speaking on some of the villains that I'm aware of because I have that comic. When they end up killing Blade
numerous enemies who would take no chances
in the comic.
Blade always emerged victorious.
Oh my God, dude, if they cannot lose this, dude, the March Madness is crazy.
Before we go into our
Did y'all make a bracket this year? My bad, never mind. It's about Blade right now. Never mind.
Support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Deacon
Frost. First on our list, we have Deacon Frost.
Great villain right here.
Blade would never have been
Didn't last long
Nice
enough.
block shot.
Vampire hybrid. Created by Marv Woolman and Gene Cullen.
He had to put right on the D-pad for that.
He was a
And one.
bigger and stronger character in the comics.
Deacon
Like,
was a
yeah.
scientist in search of immortality. His obsession
Oh, shit,
reached
I
its
didn't
zenith
notice.
when he obtained the blood of a deceased vampire and wanted to experiment with it on someone. Deacon kidnapped a lady named Ilsa and tried injecting the blood. Fortunately, her fiancé broke into the lab and foiled Deacon's plans. The scuffle
That was in a
resulted
What If
Deacon
Blade
injecting
comic that
himself
came
with
out
the
this
blood
year as
and
well.
becoming a vampire. However, owing to his
Good to
unusual
know.
method of becoming a
He looks so
vampire,
different in the
anyone
comics.
he infected could generate a
Mhm.
doppelganger and could control them mentally. Later, a man named Lucas Cross, a member of the secret society, the Order of Tirana, was taken prisoner, and he sent his pregnant wife to England. The wife, Vanessa Brooks, developed labor complications and needed immediate medical assistance, which was attended by none other than Deacon Frost. Deacon feasted on the lady as she gave birth to her son, and it resulted in a series of enzymes being passed on to the kid. The kid later grew up to be Eric Brooks, aka Blade. Blade and Deacon confronted each other on numerous occasions and were finally defeated with the combined efforts of Falcon, Misty Knight, and Blade. Jared Nomak. Jared Nomak was one of the characters only showcased in the live-action film Blade 2, released on March 22, 2002. Jared was a Reaper, a genetically enhanced vampire capable of withstanding garlic and silver. The Reapers were created
Yeah, I've
by
seen
Eli
that.
Damaskinos, the overlord of the Vampire Nation, when he tried to correct the flaws of the vampire genetic code. Eli Damaskinos first tested on his son Jared Nomak, thereby making him patient zero. Dubbed the Reaper strain, the virus transformed Jared Nomak into a super vampire, but with the inability to withstand sunlight. Jared fed off both vampires and humans, but preferred vampires more. He blamed his father for his transformation and set out to take revenge on him. He kept infecting other vampires and transformed them into Reapers as well. Eli Damaskinos, concerned with the rise of the Reapers, sought help from Blade to eradicate them. He handed over his elite pack of killers called the Blood Pack to assist Blade in his fight
yeah, I
against the
remember them.
Reapers. Jared met his demise after Blade managed to
hurts
stab his
no
heart
more.
and kill him.
Drake.
Dracula. Next, we have the century-old vampire.
That was the weakest vampire iteration I've ever seen, but he looked cool.
Storylines. He was born in 1430 AD in
But he looked cool though.
to Vlad Dracul and was later declared the Prince of Wallachia by King
If they were to do a sequel past
in
this,
1444.
didn't Blade
When
and
Vlad,
him
his
didn't he
father,
kind of
and
give
brother
empower
Radovan
Blade
rode to the Ottoman Empire
at the end
to
of
sign
Blade
a peace
Trinity?
treaty. They
In the
were
comics, there was an
by the ruler,
Apocalypse versus
Sultan Murad
Dracula
II.
storyline.
The sons were held captive,
That was pretty
forcing
cool.
the father to make decisions in favor of Turkey. Vlad Dracul's decision raised several conflicts within his empire, and he, along with his other son, Mircea, was killed by his advisors. In the Sultan's captivity, Radu died, but Vlad managed to escape and soon claimed the title of Voivod of Wallachia at the age of 18. However, it lasted for a year, after which he had to flee from his father's killers. Dracula eventually handed himself to the mercy of one of his father's advisors, John Hunyadi, as he was tired of running. Hunyadi took him under his guidance and taught him the art of war and becoming a ruler. Later, Vlad Dracula was compelled to marry Zofia, which was completely against his liking. When John Hunyadi died, he expelled his wife and daughter Lilith. He later married his love Maria, with whom he had a son.
Oh my God,
Vlad
UCLA is
Tepulus.
tired.
Dracula became the ruler, which came to an end when he was defeated in battle in 1459 against Turkey. Interestingly, there were stories associated with it, one of which was about his being defeated by Turkish warlord Turak, who chose to keep him alive in order to get control of Transylvania. The other story was that after he viciously defeated the entire Turkish army, Ensar Nur,
That's a nice little armor he got.
and his Dark Riders arrived and mortally wounded him. He was later taken in by the Romani
That's Vlad the
Yolanda
Impaler.
for healing, who was actually a vampire. She infected him, thus making him a vampire as well. Dracula killed warlord Turak and began his havoc.
Oh, they
Dracula
caught it
died
foul on
several
the floor.
times and made ways to make recurring appearances. At some point, in order to seek vengeance from Apocalypse, he infected his entire clan, Akaba, and killed many of them.
That's what I was talking
before
about right here.
Apocalypse decapitated him. However, he survived and was later shown facing Van Helsing to die once again.
Yeah,
In
Van
the
Helsing
modern
versus
era, he
Dracula
was
versus
confronted by
Apocalypse.
Blade
Yep.
after he infected his mentor, Jamal Afari. At some point, they even worked together to take down Dr. Sun.
Free Fire Max is now.
Morbius.
Morbius. The character of Morbius
It's
is
Morbin
well known
time.
to us, especially after the release
Morbius.
of 2022's live-action
I
film
think I would
of
have
the same
enjoyed that
name.
sequel
Michael
over the
Morbius was
Blade
the son of
2
Macario
sequel with the
Morbius
Reapers.
and a lady whose name has been revealed. Michael was
Morbius
born
kind of a
with
cool
rare
character
blood
too, so the
condition
movie
and
did
was
him
raised by a single mother
such
after
injustice.
Macario left them.
Did
He
you
grew
see
up
the
isolated
alternate
from the
ending for
rest
Blade
and
1?
spent most of his time reading books.
No.
At some point,
Yeah,
Michael
they
experienced a brief
insinuated
moment
he
of
goes
close
to the
friendship
rooftop
with
after
Emil Nikos and his
defeating
sister Elizabeth
Deacon
Nikos.
Frost,
Their
and
conflict
Morbius
came
is
to
like
an
on
end
the
after
it's like
he
on the top of the
professed his feelings for
skyscraper
Elizabeth
across
and
from
got
him.
rejected. In college, both Michael and Emil emerged as brilliant scientists and even won a Nobel Prize for their work in biochemistry. The two began finding a cure for his rare blood condition and tried experimenting with vampire bats and electroshocks. The end result was Michael turning into a vampire bat who needed human blood to survive. Morbius gained typical vampire strength and characteristics. He possessed the power of flight,
Morbius
along with
needs
enhanced
more
speed,
bitches.
strength, and healing factor. The victims of his bite would also turn into vampires. Morbius ended up killing Emil and consuming his blood, while his
Morbius.
sister swore revenge against him after finding out. His encounter with Blade was shown in Steve Gerber's Fear Volume 1, issue number 24. While Blade was saving a woman from a vampire, a ship crash landed with the deceased Lord 1, with signs of being killed by a vampire. Soon he saw Morbius leaping across a building and chased him. When the two confronted and fought,
This
Morbius
Blade
managed to
costume
break
is
off the roof
ill.
and
Like,
escaped.
no, it's not ill.
Baroness
It's
Blood,
trash.
created by John Cassaday
Blade's got an
and Ben
afro,
Raab,
purple
Baroness Blood
jacket,
was
and
introduced
green
in Union
pants.
Jack issue 1, published in October 1998. Her real name was Lily Cromwell, and she was one of the daughters of a village doctor named Jacob Cromwell. At some point, a secret thrall of Dracula ordered Jacob to revive John Falsworth. John was a vampire and had worked for the Germans during both World Wars as Baron Blood.
That's the
until he was
ugliest bat
stabbed.
I've ever
His
seen.
corpse was in the Tower of
Now
London,
this
and
is
Jacob
trash.
obliged in removing the stake and reviving Falsworth. When the vampire revived, he immediately
Now that's what
feasted
I
on Dr.
call
Jacob
trash.
and killed one of his daughters.
T. Rouge.
Lily was infected and transformed into a vampire. Falsworth was killed again by Captain America and Union Jack, while Ms. Cromwell
Union
founded
Jack?
a cult dedicated to Blood's
Mr.
memory as the
Farnsworth?
Baroness. In order to prove her
Damn.
loyalty to Axis Mundi, she became immune to sunlight and led her cult to the sunlight to die. Baron Blood. The man who became Baron Blood was known as Lord John Falsworth, the youngest son of Lord William Falsworth.
Baron
The Falsworths
Blood.
were one of the richest members of the British aristocracy in the late
I'm the
Victorian
gay
and
Englishman.
Edwardian times, all of which was passed on to John's elder brother
All right,
Montgomery
y'all.
after the death of their father.
Just a little
before
bit.
World
You
War
guys can
One.
watch that
Growing
whenever
jealous of
y'all
his
want. I
brother,
don't
he
really
went to
care.
Castle
With the
Dracula
awesome
Yo, that's
powers,
in
Steve.
hopes of being able to control Vlad
All right, we're gonna
Dracula
move forward.
and acquire immense
Just
wealth
gonna
and power.
We're gonna
However,
lighten
Dracula
up by
used
with so much bombardment of nerd stuff with the comics. Let's get into something else a little slightly different. So Jade Cargill is taking her talents to SmackDown.
Jade Cargill.
Let's go. She's gonna be the perfect Storm in a cosplay.
She loves Storm.
I'm telling you, that's all I want her to be is Storm.
Talks about that all the time. I follow this guy named Bo Hightower. He's like this chiropractic guru. He does all the fighters and like people that are in like, you know, combat fighting, whatever like that. And he's built his YouTube off it. It's pretty good. Anyway, she was on that. She expressed her insane interest, rightfully so, to be Storm and like anything coming up, whatever like that.
Well,
I don't know
she's
if
got
the
a
acting
cosplay
skills are
outfit
better,
of
but she
herself
got the look.
already on
Yeah,
her IG page. Looks
for a
real
while,
good.
for the longest time, she did like the whole white hair look though, but she is
She's
insanely
still
in
doing the white
shape.
hair in the. I'm
She's
watching wrestling right
crazy
now.
ripped.
Yeah, she's
Crazy
It's Monday Night
ripped.
Raw, but
She got the look for it too.
well, the crazy part is like
Gorgeous.
Friday Night SmackDown. You would think like people go out on Friday night, and they rightfully so. But SmackDown gets better numbers than Monday Night Raw, which is on right now in the background.
You're a Monday Night Raw.
She's gonna take over the whole women's division too. Watch.
Oh, I can't wait. I thought they were going to set her up to win the Royal Rumble, but I think that was just too cliche.
No, she's not a Mania yet, but I promise you, at WrestleMania 2025, she will be in the women's main event for the title. There's no way she's not. Way too much potential to not capitalize.
Tis true. Tis true.
My 2 cents, though. What do I know? I'm just some guy.
Tis true.
Just some guy that's watched wrestling his whole life.
I'll punch you virtually.
You probably know about this already.
Oh my gosh.
Who's the next topic? Or same one?
The Death Stone.
What is the
Did
Death
we
Stone?
do that last week?
I thought we not. Well, we talked about Thanos finally trapping Lady Death.
That's the Death Stone, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Long story short,
I got me a mongoose. I'm gonna come on mongoose Meg.
yeah, that was last week's topic.
Godzilla vs. Kong sequel drops next weekend. Let's go.
I gotta start.
That was good
I've
to
been
know.
slacking on my Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong shit.
I gotta
They
get
about 2 issues that's dropped and I ain't paid no attention to.
I'm getting issue 5. I'm about to get the issue 5 of that. I'm not, to be honest with you, I don't like that series.
It's not. It's dragging, dude.
I
don't understand how
corny.
it's not.
It's corny and lame as hell for like it could be so much better than that.
Thank you. It's got like moments of pure action and then like, what up now? What do you say? Oh, that's whack. Like,
it's boo boo
The unneeded Lois and Lois and Clark shit, I really didn't need.
Oh, they have been eating panels with that bullshit.
I've been eating panels. Not the panel.
Seriously, you know what I mean? Like, there's only like, per page, there's 4 to 5 panels.
Yeah, it's like
Taking
big illustrations. It's big illustrations because you got fucking Godzilla and King Kong to put in a panel.
So you got to do like a 2-page spread and then like story, and then it's like Lois Lane's like, Clark, please come back to me, Clark.
Get out of here, bitch! I don't want you in my comic.
Do you think Clark will come back? I don't know if Clark will come back. Okay, I hope he does. I hope Clark comes back too. Like, wow,
damn,
that's some awesome dialogue.
Yeah,
I mean, period.
It's like a whole page.
I just want to complete the set and just have it to sell. I'm not really that interested in the actual series.
Dude, it fell off after issue 2. I can't believe I'm still reading it.
Quite honestly.
I might have to start just doing the comics explained for these last 3 issues.
No. Reed Richards' new power.
Woo! Not Mr. Stretcher Man?
Yeah.
It's an ambitious Fantastic Four lore change so close to their MCU debut. As Pedro Pascal heads for the MCU as Fantastic Four's Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, Marvel has introduced a jaw-dropping new revelation about the genius hero's powers. Excuse me. After being exposed to cosmic radiation, Reed's body became incredibly malleable, allowing him to stretch like rubber. However, Reed isn't just a superhero, he's the smartest man in the world. And he's used his years of experience to test his body and powers, devising new ways to use his abilities. However, it turns out he's only scratched the surface. In Fantastic Four issue 18, the team deal with a terrifying threat, a clutch of gigantic asteroids directed at Earth by the mystic villain Nicholas Scratch. Not only are the asteroids big enough to essentially render humanity extinct, but they're also invisible, leading the Fantastic Four to have to combine their powers in new ways to protect the planet. To gun down the falling space rocks, Invisible Woman and Human Torch combine their powers, with Susan Storm focusing her brother's light energy into a concentrated Laser.
Laser beams.
Laser.
Lasers.
After the threat is dealt with, the Cosmic cuts to Shield headquarters, where Mariah Hill is informed of the family's new laser
Maria.
power. Laser power. However,
Maria.
it turns out that Shield has been studying the Fantastic Four and already predicted their powers could be combined in this way. Instead, this is just one prediction in a whole pile of new abilities, including Reed Richards being capable of mitosis.
What, cell to cell?
Mitosis is a process of cell duplication, which creates two copies of a single cell. Applied to Mr. Fantastic, this would mean Reed Richards'
Hey,
stretching powers
one.
can't
I
just
done
be used
told
to
you.
expand his body, but to duplicate as well. As wild as it seems, it makes sense. Reed's control over his own body allows him to sprout duplicate body
Yeah,
parts,
right.
Yeah.
which he can use simultaneously. Most commonly, Reed sprouts multiple arms to do complex work. Reed can also shift his body parts and organs around without affecting their operation. For instance, shifting his eyeballs to his fingertips for better vantage. Indeed, several stories have suggested, okay, we get an idea of what his new abilities are at the same time. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys think there's going to be any portion of the live action Mr. Fantastic getting real vulgar and sick and using his eyeballs to reach around the corner?
No. No, I don't think so. It'd be
He
cool
just
though.
had 32 points. God
So,
damn.
but I mean, so he's on. I mean, he could sprout. He could do all these things. It does give him a power up.
Or I mean,
Multiple
the
backs,
Fantastic
multiple
Four are
shoulders.
not to be trifled with, bro. The four of them could take on almost anybody if they don't hold back.
So if Reed Richards makes like if he duplicates himself like into like 15 shoulders, so he can have 30 arms and stretch all of those arms. I'm just saying, like just to just to do something. He's OP as hell. It sounds gross as hell, don't it, Bundle?
Pause. Well, I mean, the Thing is like the weakest guy on the team, ironically.
At this point, it has to be. There you have it.
Well, I don't know what the FF movie's going to be, but man, if they fuck it up again, it's a cursed property at this point. It's not able to be brought
I
to the
don't
big
care.
screen if
I
they
wouldn't
fuck it
even
up
mind if
again.
they're just thrown in.
Because the first two movies, I mean, they were okay, and then Fan Four Stick was tuna water.
So,
So we'll see
bruh.
what this next one is. I mean,
What up, Conkle? Let's just be honest. It's not a Fantastic Four movie. It's a Doctor Doom movie.
fucking better be.
So that's just that's just what Fantastic Four is going to be. But that's Reed Richards' new ability.
Yeah.
Ugh. Let's see. Yeah, we did J. Gargale. We did that. Batman becomes Gotham's ultimate villain in DC's grimmiest future.
This I want to hear about.
Oh, check this. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Don't do the boot to boot boop if you're
Huh.
not ready for the boot to boot boot.
All right. Batman becomes Gotham's ultimate villain in DC's grimmiest. Okay. Warning: spoilers for Detective Comics issue 1082. That's coming out this week. The greatest hero that Gotham has to offer, Batman becomes the city's worst nightmare in DC's worst possible future. Batman has often made questionable decisions that showcase his real villain potential. But his good heart always prevails enough to deter a complete decent descent into villainy, save for one condition: Batman is too pure and good-hearted to fully become a villain. At least that's what readers always assumed. In one dark vision of the future depicted in Detective Comics 1082 by Rem V. Ricardo Bedrisi,
Oh, he's doing that. He's doing it.
and
Sorry.
Stefano
There you go.
Raphael suggests that Batman could be the most dangerous menace Gotham has ever seen. The Asmar demon forced into his mind by the Orgham family brings Batman face to face with an old foe in Dr. Hunt.
No.
Dr. Khan.
Dr. Hurt, my fault. Hurt shows Batman a possible future, promising that Batman continues on his current path. He'll mold Gotham into a city of fear, with one hero and everyone else a villain. This future is graphic in showcasing a scary, brutal Batman, but it's a future that seems unfortunately plausible. So, for Batman fans, Detective Comics might have something here. I haven't read a Detective comic, but it's looking like it's pretty dark.
You said you like Detective Comics.
I said I said I don't know anybody that collects Detective Comics nor reads Detective Comics, but based off of what I just read, it appears that Detective Comics is pretty dark. As Bundle urinates in the bathroom.
You know what happened.
Well, guys, we've went through the topics. Is there? Hold on, no. Sega Genesis has Streets of Rage news.
Be right there.
You're all good. I'm about to go through this article, and we're about to call this a situation. Do it again.
Hey, wait, there's one topic we got to talk about. Didn't GTA 6 get dropped back to next year or 2026?
They got they got a pushback.
I'm pretty sure GTA 6 got pushed back to 2026. Not sure how.
Well, I feel like I knew that already.
Supposed to come out February 25.
Oh shit! Whoa, blow me down. I mean, look,
Hope not.
considering the graphics and whether or not what consoles they want, they definitely don't want to launch with a bunch of bug problems.
I don't know, man.
That's the only pushback I can think of going into it. But GTA is going to take over all our lives when it drops.
Facts.
It's good news though. All right, Sega Leaker has good news for Streets of Rage and Virtual Fighter fans. A prominent Sega leaker with the reliable track record has revealed some more information regarding a possible Virtual Fighter reboot and the upcoming Streets of Rage Revolution. These two franchises are part of Sega's initiative to bring back its classic IPs into the limelight and re-image them for modern audiences. A brief teaser trailer was shown at the Game Awards 2023, which highlighted new entries for classic Sega IPs like Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, and Streets of Rage. After this reveal, details about these new Sega titles have been rather light, aside from Sega stating that some of these reboots are AAA titles and giving a brief synopsis of what to expect. A prominent leaker of Sega's properties, Midori, has provided fans with plenty of information regarding these reboots. Midori has leaked some information about Sega's plans for Streets of Rage and Virtual Fighter as well. Streets of Rage Revolution, one of the games. How long has it been since Streets of Rage 4 dropped?
Dude,
Has it been 4 years? Has it been 3 years?
Longer than that.
Longer than that, man.
It came out before COVID.
I heard the actor from Meg Griffin, Mila Kunis, is supposed to play Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman.
No. No, I think
don't
they already
know.
casted all the FF. They made
I
a whole
wouldn't.
announcement about it. They already casted the Invisible Woman.
Oh,
It was not.
I wouldn't mind playing with with Fantastic Four on Fortnite. I would only be Mr. Fantastic though. I don't know if I'll grab any of the other characters. How they'd be able to enforce them. I guess with melee attacks, he just have stretchy arms. Mr. Fantastic. All right. Da, 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 da. Do it again.
You have watched Shogun yet?
You said what?
You watched Shogun yet?
Oh man.
Shogun goes heavy.
I'm not gonna do it. It goes heavy. I'm just gonna say something. You see that cannonball scene?
Facts, but and the guy that directed that episode also directs episodes of The Boys, and I'm sure you know why.
Damn, that cannonball scene. I was like, dude.
That was one of the rawest
That
things I've
shit
ever
was
seen.
nasty. He
And
said
then they had an
direct
earthquake scene
precision. It was
too.
like, all right, direct precision. All right, goddamn it.
Well, they had an earthquake
Oh,
scene
I
too,
hit
and I
my
was
bit.
like, that was like the best earthquake I've ever seen on TV or a movie.
The best earthquake.
The whole ground just started moving.
Don't you forget it.
I mean, that's not really a spoiler. That's just something that happens. But yeah, Shogun though, Jeff, it's pretty
Goes
fucking
hard.
sweet, dude. A lot of
Goes hard.
subtitles. Can't play on your phone when you're watching it. You can't. You gotta like read everything. But
crazy Cialis.
It's all good. Like the plot's not hard to follow. You just have to. Almost every character speaks Japanese, so you got to read the subtitles. I'd say like 98% of the characters speak Japanese.
It's on HBO Max, right?
Hulu.
No.
FX and Hulu.
FX, Hulu.
Oh yeah, I gotta find a way to streaming. I'll put it on the old list.
First season's almost over.
I'm glad it's only on this first. I'm glad it's only on the first season. I can, if it's on my if it's on the app that I use to stream shows, I'm gonna check it out. Tonight I'm gonna finish Ghostbusters tonight. If I'm still up, I'm gonna watch Roadhouse. It's looking like tomorrow we're looking at what was the show that you told me to watch? What's another show that you told me to watch, Parker, before you had told me about Shogun?
Sorry, what's up? I was
Ninja
watching wrestling.
Kamui.
What'd you say?
Ninja Kamui on
Ninja
HBO.
Kamui. Okay, because I thought Parker had asked me to watch a movie before that. And
Ninja Kamui.
Well, The Raid, that was like part of that like best fight movies.
I remember The Raid. Yeah, I've watched both Raids. It's been a while since I've seen them.
Well, so right now on my TV, there's a trailer for the Monkey Man movie.
Oh,
This literally looks like Indian
I
John
got
Wick.
high hopes about that one. I got
This
high
is
hopes
Indian
about
John
that
Wick.
Monkey Man shit. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
But even in the trailer, it's like identical to John Wick. Like some of the moves are like the exact same moves.
You might be on to something, sir.
More
Is
so,
it like a parody almost? Like a non-parody parody?
No, it's not. It's not John Wick. It's Tony Jaa.
Well, they use the scene where he does the pencil in the ear.
That's true, but he's more so Tony Jaa, as in not the IP man with Donnie Yen, but you know what I'm talking about, Protector, and what's that other one? Protector and Umbach, 1, 2, 3, but more so the Protector. You know, when he's walking through the casino Mopping boys.
I don't know. This looks
You know,
like it's
it's
got
Tony Jaa. You remember who Tony Jaa is?
No, I do. I just don't know what you're referring to.
You didn't see The Protector?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's why.
Sorry.
Well, how do you know Tony Jaa from which movie? Just Ong Bak?
Yeah, and then hold on. Let me look at Tony Jaa on IMDb. That might help. I know who you're talking about. Go to his Wikipedia. Okay,
That's
Expendables 4, unfortunately.
Tony Jaa, Ernie Reyes Jr., Scott Adkins,
Mortal
should
Kombat
have been
Annihilation,
Batman.
okay. Furious 7. Triple X, Return of Xander Cage. And then Expendables 4. That's what I know him from.
Tony Jaa.
Looking at his IMDb and I'm looking at the movies he's in.
That
I haven't
okay?
seen the Ong Bak.
That's how
I'm
you
Tony
lacking
know.
a
Jaa's
Bobby.
he's a badass martial artist and action hero.
Dude,
Bone breaker.
Ong Bak and Protector are far better than anything you've known him from.
As far
If
as
you were to watch it, you would
fighting
understand.
choreography, I think Umbach is up.
Thank you. And
I don't think
more
I got
so,
some
Protector's
homework
on.
to do.
I put Protector there first. Ong Bak 2, towards the end, you got it. And Ong Bak 3, yeah. But Ong Bak 3, he kind of just recycled a lot of shit. But the Protector, though,
As far as hand-to-hand combat without, like, I guess
So how far does he
the
go in
spring
the
special
movie
effects of Crouching
character
Tiger.
Gauntlet? Because there's the
Parker.
Jason Bournes, the John Wicks, the Accountants, the
Parker, you
Punishers.
need some help, man. You just need me to be there. That's okay. I'm coming to visit you this year anyway, so don't worry about it.
Even
I'll be there.
Rambo, like, would he destroy all them cats?
Fam, you just put that on your calendar.
I mean,
Bundle
okay,
needs to show me Protector.
Umbach is
I'll be
not
there. I'll be there to visit
messing
you
with
this year. I'm
Neo.
coming
All
there
right,
this year. Don't worry about it. I'm coming there. I got you.
all right.
You prefer it to be spring or summer though, because I am coming.
Come in the summer when the pool's open. Bring the swim trunks.
All right, be summer. We're gonna go on the lake again.
You know what it is?
All right, beginning, mid, and summer. What do you prefer?
Beginning. Let's start it off right.
All right, I'll be there. Well, yeah, I'm coming there anyway, so it doesn't matter. So.
I'll see you soon, brother.
All right, no, I'm there.
No, so really though, so Ong Bak
I'm
or
going
the
to
Protector
Michigan.
can take all these cats?
I'm not saying they can take all these cats, but
For the most
your
part, Tony Jaa's like
lack of
hand-to-hand
understanding
combat.
of what Tony Jaa can do
He's
is the
paying
only
homage.
reason
It's
why you're
brutal
in
combat,
question.
bro.
I
Tony
was thinking
Jaa
of
is
Donnie Yen, by
absolutely
the way,
ridiculous.
not
Yeah,
Tony
Donnie
Jaa.
Yen is the IP man. Oh, then that's why you're in
That's
question.
why I was so confused. I just realized I was thinking of Donnie Yen. I don't really know Tony Jaa like that outside of those movies I saw him
Well,
in.
I'll help you.
In all
That's
those
a
movies,
question
he
for
was
another
kind of a
time.
side character anyways.
Tony Jaa was never a side character. Okay, you know what? We're
In
gonna
the
save
movies I
that for
listed, he was.
Holy shit. Okay, so we're gonna wait for that for another time because you
That should be
clearly
for next week. Who's the best movie martial artist or
Parker.
killer?
I'm gonna help you. We'll do it
I'll
together.
go Rambo.
Pause. No Diddy. No Diddy. But I got
Diddy,
your back.
he fled the country today. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No Diddy. But I got your back. I'm help you out though. If you
You
understand.
guys know Diddy fled the country though?
Well, he got the
Something like
money
that.
to. Probably can.
Well, his homes got raided today.
I saw.
I'm just saying, like, damn, Diddy, all that karma knew it was gonna catch up eventually, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like
Power.
comes to light.
You got Tupac and Biggie killed, you sack of shit.
They've been on his fucking
On
top.
YouTube, they're gonna go for Parker. Ooh.
Let him come.
And he in Detroit.
Let him come. Stay strapped.
I already got a eulogy written for all my friends anyway, so it's all good.
I'm a lad of own guns and I do.
You might not make it.
Let him come. Just don't get my address out.
When your location is on with the restream because your IP address is attached.
Let him come.
I don't think
for making
Parker's
fun of
going to
Diddy?
be on the
Fuck
top
that.
list of out of the entire industry talking shit about Diddy. I don't think Parker's at the top of that.
They don't come get him, bro. He and
Sleeping
Royal
with my
Oak.
9mm under the pillow tonight, Jim
I
Gordon
got the
style.
9mm.
Jim Gordon style.
All right, guys. Anything I want to say before I close this up, gentlemen?
Yeah, next week I got some shit that I really want to get through. I don't think
Mike
that
Tyson
we
versus Jake Paul. Who's gonna win?
represented Doom 2 well enough on this channel. There's a few other things that I got in store.
Okay, well,
I came in too late, but no, I'm gonna bring at least 4 topics and some true thinking joints that we're gonna need at least Burst, Drew, Conkle, Namikaze. We're gonna need the boys to participate, but next week, not for real.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul.
I
Who's
was
winning?
thinking about doing it tonight, but I was just like, I had too much interest involved into my NCAA tournament, my brackets and stuff like that. But next Monday, I'll fuck it up.
okay, gotcha.
Well, do you want to hop on a party on Xbox after this?
Yeah, hop in this bitch. I'm just finishing with this mission. Actually, I'm probably tired of this. What game you trying to play? Hey, Jeff, you ever gonna play the finals? The whole Discord, I've been talking about the finals forever, and don't nobody play. You want to play?
I haven't bought an external hard drive.
Well, what game are you not playing right now that you know is taking up memory?
I only have maybe 3 or 4 games on my hard drive. I'm keeping Fortnite. I'm keeping 2K. I'm not getting rid of Ninja Turtles Revenge, and I'm not getting rid of Roblox.
You play Roblox?
With the youngest.
Yeah.
So I said I'd rather get an external.
The SSD card, then. You know, the one I showed you before.
Mm-hmm.
I feel. I can't hate. I understand. No, gay. I feel you. So.
Gay.
So straight. I see. We're here.
And Didi Van Didi.
Whose
butt
cheeks are
cheeks are
those?
those?
Parker.
No way.
No way.
Look. Did we just say the same thing at the same time?
Become best friends.
Let's do karate in the garage.
Let's do cocaine. No.
What?
No, we're not gonna do that. Let's.
What? No, never.
Do
Not once, ever.
karaoke in the Himalayas.
Yeah, never once, not ever, together, ever.
We're never doing that ever. What's that? I'm not trying to ski in the Alps.
Nope.
We're not doing that.
Never once, not ever, together, never.
I'm trying to crash these icebergs, though. Do you know what that is?
Hitting the slope. What? No.
No, that's not what that. Oh my god.
No, never, dude. What?
Is that the police outside?
Fed.
Oh my god.